Hello, hello. We're here.
Hi
We're
there,
back
once
again. It's me, Jennifer. I'm the CEO here at Platinum Skincare, and this is Dora.
Hi there.
Well, we don't have any announcements or anything crazy, so what we're going to do is we're just going to get started at our questions that you've reached out to us about. And if you have questions in the future, please go to peeluniversity.com and submit your questions there. And of course, if we don't get to them today, we'll get to them next live, or of course, email support@platinumskincare.com or call us.
Yes.
All right.
Perfect. All right, moving along. Let's start right away with a question from Paula Watson. She said, I just did my TCA peel. When can I start using my Retin-A/cleanser with Retin-A in it? Should I wait until I'm done peeling? Thank you.
That's interesting. I've never heard of a cleanser with retin-A
No,
in
me
it.
neither.
Maybe there's a retinol or something in there. Generally speaking, you can use your cleansers at any point in time after you've done your peel. We want you to wash your face twice a day, morning and evening.
For sure.
And then we don't want you using your retin-A at that point, but you certainly want to be applying products like, I know we brought a emu oil up here
Yes.
today. Something like emu oil or our essential healing blend. Those are the kinds of things you want to put on after your peel.
Absolutely. Okay, so Clara from Rhode Island has dark skin, Fitzpatrick of a 5, normal skin. I am currently using a tretinoin cream, 0.25%. I use it every other day with dark spots and occasional acne. I think the acne is from wearing the daily masks. I recently ordered a TCA peel for my skin and lips. I ordered your recommended strength.
13.
My question is, can I continue to use my prescription strength while I wait on my order? So can she use her tretinoin?
Absolutely. You definitely want to continue using that. That's your prep. It should be obviously your daily regimen, but that's going to be your prep so that your skin is ready to go when you get your peel. And now it's not like you have to put this peel on the second it comes through your door. If you are tracking it, you know it's going to be there shortly and you're not out of the country and you have, a matter of days, you could stop use. We usually say some point between 2 and 5 days to stop using any retinoids that are really irritating to you so your skin can, calm down and the peel won't be as irritating. So, if you're close and in the US, maybe you should stop using it now.
All right, Chris from New Mexico has light skin, Fitzpatrick of 2. She goes, hi, I would like to use chemical peels for anti-aging, reducing fine lines and wrinkles, and minor pigmentation issues. I like using Mandelic 40 once a week because it doesn't make me peel as much as the TCA 13. Would I get similar results using Mandelic peel every week for 6 to 8 weeks rather than using the TCA peel monthly?
Well, Mandelic is excellent. Of course, is not ever going to give you the results that a TCA peel will give you. Obviously, this is going to go deeper into the skin. But you're going to get excellent results just doing, 1 or 2 series of these milder acids.
Right.
It's not a matter of, either or though. Do a series or 2 of this and then maybe once or twice or 3 times a year do your TCA peel so you can get the benefits from this. It doesn't have to be one or the other. These are my 2 very, very favorites. Yep. And if I decide I want to do a peel, I'm like, okay, do I want a lot of flaking? Okay, well, I'm going to do a TCA peel. Or do I just want a little bit of flaking? Then I'm going to do a Mandelic peel. Kind of see what works into your life, too.
Yeah, lots is happening under the skin, even when you don't see visible peeling. So just be consistent and just keep up with a regimen, and yeah.
Consistency is key.
Absolutely. Okay, so Katie has combination skin. She's from North Carolina, Fitzpatrick of 2. So I've been doing the TCA 13 for about a year now, mainly in the winter time, about every 5 to 6 weeks. Since I started doing the peels, when she breaks out from the peel. It tends to stay longer and leaves a permanent red or discolored mark on my face. This has never happened to me before, just after I started doing peels. How do I stop that from happening, and why is this happening?
Well, the most important thing, obviously, is that you're following a regimen for acne-prone skin. So you need to be using like the AB cleanser, the vitamin B complex twice a day, and retinol at night.
Yeah.
If you're doing that every single day, then you're not going to be running into these issues. You're going to get your pores all cleared out. The retinol is going to clear it out. The salicylic's going to clear it out. And then when you do that peel, you're just going to, get rid of more dead skin. But that can happen, you know, when you first start doing peels, you know, you've got lots of clogs deep in your skin. Acne is about a 5-week cycle. So if you have lots of clogs and you're taking some layers of skin off, those are all going to move up to the surface more quickly, and you're going to have to deal with them. But if you stay on track, use your acne products every single day, after about 5 weeks, that's all going to be gone. And then you're just going to have nice clear skin and super, super smooth skin when you're doing your peels.
Okay, coming from Las Vegas with dry skin, Mickey has a Fitzpatrick of 1. She says, hello, I have done over a dozen TCA peels at 13. I've seen such great improvement in my skin. As my skin has gotten better, I've noticed I've developed some slight discoloration on my chin on the spots where I began to peel first. I already use alpha-arbutin in my daily regimen, morning and night. What should I do to address the mild pigmentation on my skin? My current solution is to only do a single pass over the area with the TCA so that doesn't peel as deeply. And then she said, should I be avoiding applying TCA in that area? I do glycolic or Mandelic peels and use retinol in between.
Well,
and sunscreen.
the thing is that discoloration, like, did you spend years and years in the sun and that discoloration is just, you know, sun damage that's deep in your skin that's coming out because you're doing these peels?
Yeah, she doesn't say if it's redness, she just says discoloration.
Yeah, or are you getting post-inflammatory hyperpigmentation from doing the peels just because you're prone to it?
Right.
Obviously, alpha-arbutin every single day, like our Fade Bright, retinol, things like that, SPF 50, multiple times.
Hemo oil is healing if it is if it is redness from just peeling too quickly.
Yeah,
you know.
Yep. And, you know, just avoid that area entirely, or use something like Mandelic on that area. There's no, you know, reason that you can't do Mandelic on your chin and TCA in the rest of your face. And how many layers? We don't say how many layers.
Nope, she does not.
Like, I don't know if you're doing 5 layers or 1 layer.
She says she does do very lightly over her chin, so she's possibly doing more layers in other areas.
Yeah, I mean, I guess I would try to avoid the chin, alpha-arbutin, maybe even look into like hydroquinone or something like that. You know, there sometimes one melanin inhibitor might work better for you. I mean.
Okay. So Janice from Vancouver says she's got light skin, she's got dry skin. How long do I need to wait to do a lactic peel? I did 3 layers of TCA 13 3 weeks ago.
Well, for sure, a month.
Yeah.
So, you know, you always want to wait 4 weeks after you've done a TCA peel.
Right.
And then when you go ahead and do your lactic peel, you follow the recommendations of that acid, which is generally 1 week. So you can do another peel in a week after that or 2 weeks after that. Just always follow the directions from the peel that you just did.
Okay, Savetta from California has a Fitzpatrick of 3, dry skin. After using the Dream Peel for 2 nights and using emu oil and moisturizer, my face was very dry and a little itchy for more than a week. What do you recommend? Can I apply a moisturizer after 13 TCA peel and Dream Peel, or just TCA peel?
Well, no matter what, you definitely want to apply healing and hydrating products after any peel. Doesn't matter. So, you know, this Dream Peel is a really, 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 really high percentage of retinol. And that can definitely cause irritation. Dryness for a week, that's like a week, 7 to 10 days is kind of normal for skin, you know, to turn over after a milder peel or something along these lines. So, you know, if it's past a week, and you're really, really dry, you know, that just might have been a bit too aggressive for you. I mean,
I
that
think
can
Dream
happen.
Peel feels really moisturizing after the peel, more so than I thought it was going to feel when I first used it.
Yeah, and all that dead skin should be done by then. I mean, I would also think too, you know, use some, I don't want to say a super abrasive scrub, but you could use a light scrub. It's been, you know, over 7 days. Make sure all that dead skin is off, number one.
Right.
And then use things every single day like emu oil, like the Essential Healing Blend. That doesn't have to be just used right after a peel.
Right.
And yes, absolutely after a TCA 13. And for some reason, your skin could be just really dehydrated and it maybe doesn't have anything to do with this. So make sure you're using products like nanohyaluronic, like wash your face while it's still moist. Put on the nanohyaluronic on that moist skin, and then seal that in with a thicker moisturizer like the Dermasnap or your emu oil. and that will keep your skin more hydrated. Drink more water.
Oh, for sure. Yeah.
Take your omega fatty acids, you know, capsules and things like that. That will all help with your dry skin.
Okay, so Julia from Ontario, Canada has combination skin. What do you recommend for arms and legs hypopigmentation, white scars caused by bug bites?
Well, there's not really anything you can do about
unfortunate.
hypopigmentation. That's a loss of pigmentation, like your melanocytes are damaged. You know, to even it out, you could certainly do a peel, or you could use a triple treat body lotion, things like that to get rid of, you know, darker areas and kind of blend it out. The only thing that I can even think of that I ever think to recommend in the case of hypo is maybe copper.
Right.
And I only think of that because copper is a tissue regenerator, and it knows when there's damaged tissues, and it flushes them out and recycles and makes new tissues. And I'm thinking if anything in the world might work,
Correct.
it could potentially be something like copper. Maybe try like the Crepey Skin Escape or the SuperCop
that's a great
2X with emu oil, something like that. See if that makes a difference.
Wow.
Other than that, I can't think of anything that would.
All right, so Miss Brooke from North Carolina says the TCA peels are not taking my melasma mustache away. Have I permanently burnt it? So I think she got post-inflammatory pigmentation, it sounds, from a peel.
Yeah, did she say her skin type? Was it? No.
She doesn't.
So if you have ethnic skin tone, like olive or darker, you obviously run a higher risk of getting PIH.
Right.
Are you already using something like, where's my Fade Bright? Fade Bright every single day, retinol every single night, SPF 50, reapplying it throughout the day if you're outside for any, you know, longer than an hour or so.
Maybe a weekly lactic peel on that area?
Lactic or Mandelic, something
Yeah,
mild. I
Mandelic
would
too,
not be adding on layers of TCA to
No.
try to help hyperpigmentation problems that could have been caused from a strong acid. Jesner possibly in
I'd
the
say
future.
the biggest mistake is not being consistent with the Fade Bright. You have to just continually keep using that.
Every
Take a
single
picture,
day.
like you always say, take a picture before,
Yep.
you know, use it for, 6-8 weeks and then take another
Yeah,
photo.
it's not overnight that's going to work.
No.
It's going to take weeks.
Okay, so Tony has dry skin from Pennsylvania, Fitzpatrick of 2. She said, as you do a body peel with TCA 13, can you use this on your breast if you have had a breast augmentation? So
Absolutely.
on the scars, yes.
Absolutely, you can. And if you're trying to treat those scars, like especially in the front, if you had a lift, there's a lot of scars. As long as that's all healed completely, I'm talking a few months have gone by, I would start using SuperCop 2X on that every single night.
Yep.
Stop when, I say when because it's going to get irritated, stop when it gets irritated a few days and then start back up. Once a month, do a chemical peel on there. So you already have the 13. I would apply to the scars maybe 2-3 layers the first time, see how that goes. Next month maybe you can do more layers and then continue with the 2X and it will help. It will help.
All right. Barbara from Boston has dry skin. She doesn't say what her Fitzpatrick's level is. What is the best peel or process of peels for age spots on the back of hands that have been there for several years? I have had them lasered off, but they just return again. What peels would fix this problem? I would, what does it say? Also, would you use the same peel for age spots on legs?
Yeah, well, okay, number one, I mean, this should basically be your hand cream SPF 50 because you said you've lasered them off,
And they
they're
came
coming
back,
back.
yeah.
Do peels, they're always going to come back. You might even need something stronger than the 50. You know, I know they make higher percentages or levels. You definitely need to be wearing something on your skin every day. And what I would suggest would be the Jesner peel, to be honest. I mean, this one works really, really well for hyperpigmentation. It has resorcinol in there, which is actually a lightening agent. And if you want, you could do the Jesner plus the TCA, and that would work well. But that SPF is key. You don't mention that you're using that every day. I'm going to have to guesstimate that you're not, or it wouldn't be coming back so
And
easily.
Fade Bright to turn the melanin down.
Fade Bright, oh my gosh, yeah, right.
Yeah.
I forgot about an everyday thing besides this.
sure.
Yeah, Fade Bright and then this, or Fade Bright plus a moisturizer and
For
then
sure.
this. Yeah.
Okay. Christine Jones. Hi there. I placed an order on the 3rd of January for TCA, and another required product, but at this point I have not seen my parcel or had any tracking. Can you please look into my order? I already did. I emailed Christine. When you have issues like this, make sure that you email us at support@platinumskincare.com. Luckily for Christine, she had the route shipping insurance, so I was able to do a claim for her for a replacement.
Yep.
So now she just has to keep her eye on her email, and then route will be corresponding with her in regards to her replacement. So
Yeah, and keep in mind too, unless you have a typo in your email or you're sending us to spam, every single person that gets an order, places an order with us, is going to get a tracking email.
Right.
And it's full of information for you. It's got emojis and all this kind of fun stuff to draw your attention to it. Most likely you have it. Search for support@platinumskincare.com and your email program. You'll find it.
Next question comes all the way from Pakistan, from Sumra. She says, I have many pigmentation marks and freckles.
Well,
But that's it. She doesn't really, I'm assuming she's looking to fade those pigmentation.
we want to get rid of those. Right. Fade bright. And I would say retinol at night. I got a retinol here somewhere. Nope. I don't know.
Maybe
retinol
one of the open
at
ones.
night.
That's a
I'm
potion.
just going to pretend that I'm holding a retinol. This is retinol. It's Luminosity. But I want you to use this twice a day, every single day, with SPF 50 during the day. And then at night, retinol. And you can do a peel, too. I mean, I don't know if you want something really, really mild that doesn't cause a lot of visible peeling. You could do something like a Mandelic peel. That will work really well for hyperpigmentation. And then if you're looking for something a little stronger, Jesner's is really good.
All right. Regina from Savannah, Georgia. I've seen peel series referenced in some of the articles or posts. What exactly is a peel series?
Right. So peels are never ever a one and done, right? You're going to have to do a full series of peels. And we generally state that a series is somewhere between 6 and 8 peels. So whatever your acid is, if it's weekly, you're going to do it for 6 to 8 weeks in a row. If it's monthly, you're going to do it for 6 to 8 months in a row. And then after that peel series, take a look at your beginning photos and your end photos and decide what you need to do next. Maybe you need to start a stronger peel series, or maybe you want to take a break for a month or two and just use daily products. I mean, that's up to you. But for sure, try to do a whole series before you even cast judgment on what you've accomplished so far.
Correct.
So many people are like, well, I did 2 peels and I'm not seeing anything. It's like, well,
There's no one
they're
and
not
done.
a miracle.
Yeah,
They're not a miracle. It takes
It's a process.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's a process.
Okay, so we did Regina. Okay, so Jeannie from Maryland. Is the use of Luminosity after a peel for moisture or to initiate peeling? I'm aware that Luminosity should be used for no more than 4 days after a peel.
Well, what Luminosity is it's a higher percentage of retinol. It's our 0.50 retinol. It's going to help your skin peel a little bit more aggressively than it would if you weren't putting this retinoid on after your TCA peel or Jesner peel. It is quite moisturizing though. Like, I feel like if I'm putting Luminosity on, I don't need to put anything else on. At least that first, couple of nights. And it's not that 4 days is like the maximum. What we want you to do is apply it 1 time per day, usually at night, until your face starts flaking.
Right.
Usually that is somewhere between 2 and 4 days for
Right.
most people. Some people peel fast, and as soon as you start seeing around the nose, then stop using it and then just use your moisturizers like the Healing Blend or the Emo Oil.
Sounds good. All right, Stacy has oily combination skin. She doesn't say where she's from, but she has a Fitzpatrick of a 3. For an arm peel, should one shave their arm hair or does it matter? I didn't know if normal arm hair affected how deep the product penetrated or if it made the peeling process slower or not.
Nope, not at all. There's no need, and you can go watch the arm and hand peel video. I mean, hey, I've got hair on my arm, and I did the peel, and it totally, you're gonna have no problem saturating. So the only thing that I can think of that you might want to do to prep for a body peel is use things like the body wash or Triple Treat body lotion. Both of these can help get rid of some of the layers of dead skin that you have there before you do your peel. Then your peel will penetrate more evenly and a little bit deeper than you would normally get if you skipped that step.
Perfect. Angie Hall from Chicago says, prepping for my first peel now. After that, how soon can I start using droplet on my face. I'm thinking she means water on her face.
Right,
Or
right.
like maybe cleansing.
That's what we're thinking. And we certainly do want you to wash your face twice a day. So there's no need. Some people do think, well, I can't wash my face for days.
Right.
Or, yeah. No, it's not true at all. You know, if your peel, like let's say you did a Jesner, it's got to stay on for 4 hours. Okay, once 4 hours is done, wash it off.
Right.
Rinse it off. Do whatever you want to do. But yeah, definitely you can put water in your face. If droplet is something other than that,
Reach out to us.
reach out. Support at
There you go.
platinumskincare.com because we're not aware of it.
Okay, Julie from New York has normal skin. My skin did not peel using the Dream Peel 2 days in a row. I also use your Retin A. I also use Retin A 2 weeks on, 2 weeks off. No peel. Why? Also, I would like to know what to do with bags and wrinkles under my eyes.
Well, you know, this is a high percentage of retinol, but it's not Retin A, you know, so if you're a long-time Retin A user, this might not be strong enough for you. It is for most people. I will say that it's few and far that we find people that this doesn't work for.
Right.
And my usual thing, now you only did it 2 nights.
Right.
So if this was your very first time doing this, you did it 2 nights in a row, and you're a Retin A user, it might not be enough. Next time I would say for sure to do it 3 nights in a row. And if that doesn't cause enough flaking for you, I feel confident in saying to try it 4 nights in a row if you're a long-term Retin A user.
Right.
Now, if that's not giving you what you're looking for, I would suggest layering this on top of a TCA peel or on top of a Jesner peel. And that will give you an amazing peel.
Yeah,
sometimes it's a topper as well.
Move it to the next level for
Yeah,
sure.
you might just have sturdier skin.
Okay, so Shannon from Texas has a Fitzpatrick of 3. I've seen a few videos on YouTube where people are using TCA on their earlobes to help with stretched out or saggy earlobes. Is this something that you feel is safe?
Huh.
On the actual lobe, I would think yes.
So, are we talking about, you know, like how you wear heavy earrings and they're like sagging now because years have gone by of heavy? Or are we talking like you've done one of those piercings that have stretched it and you have that big hole there?
The gauge.
Because that gauges, thank you.
Yes.
That needs to be surgically, they have to cut some of that skin out, surgically close it. So I'm going to assume maybe, you know, it's not something I've ever thought or considered, but I'm sure you can certainly do a TCA peel on anything. It's going to help.
just don't get it in your ear, of course. Make sure you're keeping it to your lobe.
Yeah. I mean,
with a
I don't
Q-tip
see
or
why it would
gauze
be a
pin.
problem, but I don't know that it's going to work or help either. So give it a try and let us know.
Okay, Jane has dry skin from Toronto, Fitzpatrick.
Oh, we forgot.
3.
Shoot, we forgot our eyes.
Oh, let's
bags
double
and
back
wrinkles.
to Julie in New York.
Bags and wrinkles under the eyes, it was?
Yes. Do
Bags.
you have a eye lift express?
You know, that's another one we gotta grab. Yeah, we have caffeine eye roller, eye lift express.
Yes.
Apply that 2 times a day. That will really help with the bags. It helps to drain the water out of your eye area. The studies show that that's a 28-day process.
Yes.
Also, another thing, you know, double check for allergies and things like that. You can check by taking like a Claritin once a day for 30 days, and that helps with dark circles and puffiness if it's caused by allergies. Because allergies can be a big problem. It might not even be, you know, seasonal allergies. You could be allergic to food or gluten or things like that. It could be, it's not always like just a topical solution. So you really have to kind of dig in there.
And our platinum eye cream is amazing.
Platinum eyes also helps for dark circles and puffiness.
Yeah, it reduces swelling within an hour, I would say, you know.
Yeah.
For sure.
All right.
Okay, so now we're moving down to Jane from Toronto. Just a logistical question about ordering to Canada. Will I have to pay any additional charges like duties and or HST? I am at the very last stage of checkout and ready to take the plunge, but I am worried I'll be dinged with extra charges. Thank you. Love your video tutorials. Those are value added for sure. And Jennifer, you are so good at them.
Well, thanks.
You have gotten so good at all the videos. Bravo.
Yeah, much better than those first ones, which are still there. Yeah, you very well may. I mean, if you're in Canada, at the bottom of our website, there's a little flag, and it's going to be set at the American flag. It's on the bottom of every single page. You can click that and change that to your country, and then it's going to show you any potential fees or how much, what percentage. Like it'll say Canada, you know, we charge 20% on, you know, any orders 150 and over. So you can see that there, and you can get an idea, or sometimes even an exact total of what you could potentially be charged. Now, we have nothing to do with this. We're not collecting anything in advance. Sometimes they won't deliver your package without you actually paying that. You might just get a notice at your door that you have to pick it up, things like that. But it's all there, and on our shipping page, we definitely let you know that we're not collecting anything in advance. But you can figure it out by using that little tool.
Okay, Yvette from Hungary has oily combination skin. She said, is it possible to lighten the under eye area if it's genetically dark since childhood?
Yeah, not really.
Yeah.
Probably not. I mean, there are people using lasers and trying so hard to lighten it, but when it's genetic like that, that's really tough. And I would say, hey, you could have had allergies as a child and don't even realize. I would definitely do that little allergy test that we were talking about, where you take an allergy medicine like Claritin for 30 days. See if that helps the darkness under there, if it alleviates it. You can take a before and after picture. You know, the eye roller can help. Platinum Eyes has things in there. Fade Bright sometimes, you know, if there could potentially still be some discoloration in the skin that can be improved by using a skin lightener every day. I have definitely heard of people using that and having it have worked. So, you know, I would try all those, but at the end of the day, you know, cover up, unfortunately.
Okay, so I'm going to spell this next name. Bhavsar from California. Which peel is best for melasma?
Well, there's a lot of peels that are good for melasma. First, make sure you're using things like Fade Bright, and retinol, and SPF every single day. I mean, melasma, I have melasma, and it's just something that there is no cure for. It's just going to keep coming back. SPF, you must be using this and reapplying it. If you want little to no visible flaking, you can either do like a lactic peel or a Mandelic peel. These are weekly peels. Easy to do, wipe it on like a toner, wipe it off after 5-10 minutes. If you want something a little bit stronger, that's also good for pigmentation, I find is quite beneficial for melasma, that is Jesner. And you can, I would start with, you know, maybe 2 layers. Yeah. Go forward there. Make sure to take a photo too, because sometimes you can't see the changes unless you're like comparing them side by side, and then you realize, oh, I am making a difference. Right. Just keep going. Like we talked about series, 6 to 8 peels in a row, that's standard.
All right. Next question comes all the way from Melbourne, Australia. I'm going to spell the name as well. Kaur. Okay, Fitzpatrick of 3. It says, hi Jen, I'm doing a series of TCA 13%. I have started using tretinoin about 3 months ago. I stopped tretinoin 3 nights prior to my peel, and I feel more sensitive now when I do the peel. So my question is, if I stop the tretinoin like 7 to 8 days before I start using the Platinum Skincare Retinol 20, can I use it right up until the day I do my peel? Or should I stop the retinol a few days prior? So she's using tretinoin and retinol? Is that what I'm seeing?
Well, number one, you've only been using tretinoin for about 3 months. Yeah. It can take well over 8 months to a year for your skin to even acclimate to that product.
She said if she stops using it 7 to 8 days and then starts using our retinol instead.
Still, you're still good. You definitely do need to stop it. You say you're sensitive now.
Yeah, I would stop both.
You definitely have to stop both of them at least a week prior to doing your peel. But just keep in mind with that retin-A, and you're using that, you've just started using that, you're definitely going to be hypersensitive for a while.
Okay, so Terry from Illinois, she's a Fitzpatrick of 1 to 2. I have now done my 3rd chemical peel, TCA 20, 2 passes, and spot on target areas. I have a ton of freckles. When I was young, being of Irish descent. I do not have any dark spots. Do I have to use the Fade Bright? Not if you're...
Not really. Bright. Yeah. If you're a 1 or a 2, you're very unlikely to get PIH.
Yeah, she says, also, what Mandelic can I start out with since I have worked my way up to TCA 20?
Oh, but you know, the 22 and the 40, in terms of irritation, there's really not any difference at all. They feel the same to me, which is very, very mild. So, I mean, you could certainly use Mandelic 40. I kind of tell people that have rosacea, or if you have teens or preteens that you're doing peels on, people that have just super, super sensitive skin, that's when we say, you know, Mandelic 22. Anybody else can use the 40.
All right, this next one comes all the way from Africa.
Oh.
I'm not sure. Mr. or Mrs. Shamji says, I hope to learn more about peels.
Well, we have the place for you to go, and you want to go to peeluniversity.com. On there, you'll be able to look at your skin coloring, what peels are good for different things.
So much
You are going to
information.
learn everything, every video that we have that is talking about peels, how to do peels, how to prep for them, all that kind of stuff. It's all there and laid out in the precise order that you can just go through and learn everything and be 100% prepared. For purchasing a peel.
Absolutely.
Yes. Now, I can't guarantee we're going to get it to you in Africa.
Yeah, Africa's...
We have some problems getting packages delivered in Africa. So what I can say is this: when you have your items and your address in your shopping cart, if there is a specific option available shipping to you, probably FedEx.
Probably,
That's the one you'd want to do. I think with the mail service, I think we've removed those because they're not arriving.
Stephanie from Huntersville, North Carolina. When using the copper GHK, seriously, can you please show us on a video how much is enough? Because you mentioned you can't use too little, but I use it all over my face, neck, and décolletage. So we have one of those.
So for the GHK
Right
7%, I mean, what you want to do is you want to mix this into something else.
Yeah.
And it comes with, I took the piece of paper. There's a little piece of paper that comes with this, and it tells you exactly how many drops to add into a bottle. And I want to say he has it listed at a 2-ounce bottle. And most of ours are a 1-ounce bottle, so you might have to cut that in half. But it'll tell you exactly how many drops to add, because if you're just trying to add this small amount, to your face, it's not going to go very far.
Right.
Or you're going to use up, a third of your bottle every
Yes.
time you're trying to cover your face and neck and chest. So make sure you're mixing this into something. Things that would be good would be like the nanohyaluronic, because this is deeply penetrating. I think that's probably a really good one. You can mix it
Absolutely.
in with like Regenerate. You can even apply this with like the retinols too, because they're also deeply penetrating. But don't try to apply it by itself. It has to be mixed into something.
Correct. Okay, so Gabby has oily skin from Las Vegas. What is a good product for male teen acne? Combination of pimples and blackheads.
Well, we have a great video for this, and it says moms of teens with acne. But basically what it is we're using the AB cleanser plus the vitamin B complex morning and evening.
Right.
And then we're also adding on the retinol 0.20 at night, or 0.10 if they're like preteen. But use that every single day. So just 3 products is all you need to use. And acne is about a 5-week cycle. So you're looking over the course of maybe 4 to 5 weeks, you should see a substantial decrease in acne on their face. Just keep it up every single day. If you want to do a peel on your kids, you can do the Mandelic 22. Like I just mentioned that a minute ago. Mandelic 22, I feel like this is definitely mild enough to do on teens, and even I did this on my daughter when she was 9.
Yeah.
And she has really sensitive skin, and she was perfectly fine with it.
They could spot treat with maybe acne drying lotion on the blackheads at night.
Yes.
I was thinking.
Yes.
Maybe Purify toner on the T-zone once a day if it's not too drying.
I'm not a big toner user anymore, but yeah, the Purify toner is excellent. Maybe once a day, like at nighttime.
Yeah, so it doesn't dry them out too much.
Yeah.
Because then the skin will start pumping more oils and you're
Yeah.
just kind of defeating the purpose. So.
Yep.
Okay, so Lynn from Texas, Fitzpatrick of 4. How do I know when it is time to move from TCA 13 to a 20? I have had 3 TCA 13s already, but she doesn't indicate how many layers.
Okay, yeah, so it's all about layers, and we do have a video that's talking about layers too, the TCA Understanding Layers video.
Yeah.
So on average, 5 layers is kind of the point where you reach where you want more than that, it's time to move up to the 20 at 1 layer. Now, there's also, this idea that people are not applying it wet enough. So they're like, well, I'm not getting any peeling, and I'm
Right.
doing 3-4 layers, but they're doing these really dry layers, or they're practically wringing out the gauze. We don't want that. That's not wet enough. Your skin has to have liquid
Right.
to use up, you know? So when you wet that gauze, you know, I like to like fold it in half, you know, saturate it where it's like dripping, and then like either with your fingertips or shake it so
Yeah.
it's not dripping anymore. I mean, we want it wet and then put it on, so your face is going to be like wet for probably 10-15 seconds or so
For sure.
before it dries. That's enough. If it's really dry and it's like dry the second you're done putting it on, it's not wet enough.
Yeah.
And you'll see a huge difference. Like, you might not even want to move to the 20 once you put enough of
Yeah.
the 13 on.
So you wouldn't
So-
move to the 20 unless you're not getting sufficient peeling.
Yeah, with 5
after
layers.
5 layers, right?
Yeah, then move up.
Okay, so next question from Simran. When to exactly use the enzyme mask after a peel, and can we use it continuously, like every day?
Well, I don't really feel like there's any need to use this before your skin starts flaking. You know, you did a
Right.
peel, your skin starts flaking. When I first mentioned this in the one video, I was saying that this is a great tool when you've been peeling for a few days and you've got those last little bits left on your face and you just want to try to get them off a little quicker.
Yeah,
Everything
yeah.
is just
Yeah, you
coming
feel
off around
it,
the
like,
edges.
yeah.
Okay, we'll use this, and then you could use it 10 times in one day if you want. It's not going to hurt anything, but you know, once a day is fine when you're just trying to get those last little bits off. I would not start using this when your face first starts flaking. It's not going to be able to do what we want at that point. Like, let it, you know, wait a few days
At
when
the
you're
end of the peel
flaking.
process, when you get those little stubborn ones that just kind of are stuck
It's
around.
like to help finish it, not to
Yeah.
begin it or anything like that.
Okay, so Claire from Pennsylvania has oily skin, oily to normal. How do you soften deep, depressed, and rolling type acne scars?
Well, I would use the SuperCop 2X every single day for any kind of scars. Now, obviously, Cross can be used with depressed scars, but, you know, rolling scars, those are kind of different. There's not like an actual depression to go into. So if you want to do just a TCA 13 peel on your entire face, that could potentially help to break that down a little bit and
Right.
even it out, but you're not going to be doing the Cross or anything like that. I think the SuperCop 2X is probably going to be your best bet with that too, because copper searches out damaged or unnormal skin tissue, which would be like excessive scar tissue, helps to break that down. So that's what I would do, just an all over TCA peel, and then the SuperCop 2X every night.
Sounds good. Okay, Carol Gibson from Walnut Creek, California, has a Fitzpatrick of 3. She says, hi, I'm 64, been using retin-A for years, and do monthly 20 TCA peels, plus monthly microneedling. My question is, what can I add to my routine to kick it up a notch? I will be ordering the Dream Peel, but what do you suggest for daily application? I'm very interested in anti-aging.
So I'm hoping that we're alternating the needling 1 month
Yes.
and the TCA peel the next month. Like, we're
Right.
not doing this in the same month, right?
Your skin
Okay.
needs that time to heal.
You're going to be causing more harm than good if you're constantly attacking your skin and not giving it ample time to regenerate itself, which takes weeks. So yeah, the Dream Peel is totally going to kick that up a notch, big time. You know, as for, didn't you want to know about like everyday products? I would
Yes.
suggest things along, well, you're already on retin-A, so vitamin A, that is key.
Vitamin C
I
in the
would
morning?
say something like, regenerate twice a day, vitamin C in the morning. The Dermasnap is also nice and moisturizing and really helpful, anti-aging. But I think like this one, Regenerate. I love Regenerate. Use that one every day, twice a day.
Dr. Platinum Potions is good too.
That is
she
another
can read all
one.
about each one of those, do something a little different, and have its own specific.
You can actually
Purpose?
have this one in there. I would do like Sin TC,
Yeah.
Citrus Stem, maybe some Cinake, and some epidermal growth factor. That would make a really nice 4-potion combo.
Yeah.
Very anti-aging. Maybe copper at night could be another potential one that you haven't looked into yet.
Okay, so Claudie from Pennsylvania, do you have a book or a catalog that explains how and when to use your products? If not, would you consider making one available for your reference? I have purchased many of your products. Most of them I have no idea how to use or when to use them after a peel. Although your videos help, I always don't have access to a computer. You can always phone us.
Yeah, you can always phone us, and obviously on the boxes, it's going to tell you, like, you know, what order these should be applied in. For the most part, you just need that basic rule, you know, thin to thick. You put your serums on first, so it doesn't matter if you've got 3 different serums, you know, they can all go on, and then your creams, and then your oils, and then your SPF. I can't think of anything in our line that really doesn't get along other than maybe possibly vitamin C in the morning and copper at night.
Right.
That's only because that's what Dr. Picard says, so we follow that. We really couldn't we would have to write a book and, you know, to print out all the information that's on the website. So unfortunately, that's not going to happen.
The website is an amazing tool, but they can always phone us at, what is there, 800, 1-800?
917-3155.
Yeah, you can phone us
Or,
and we'll be
like I
happy to
Thin to thick.
email us, phone us,
Thin
all
to
those
thick.
good
You can
things.
just apply it all.
Okay, so Mary from New York has normal skin, Fitzpatrick 3. I'm about to start on my peel journey. I have been using tretinoin 0.25% for almost a year, 3 to 4 times a week. I
0.02.
also use, it's another brand's lactic 10% and AHA 30% plus 2% BHA peeling solution, so like a mild weekly, it looks like. I also use L-ascorbic acid powder, and I have spot treated with hydroquinone product for my melasma. I have not had issues with any of these products. None of this has significantly reduced my spots, however. Do you think I still need to further prep before starting a peel? I'm considering starting with Mandelic, but let me know if you think Jesner's or TCA might be best.
Yeah, okay, so lactic acid at 10%, wow, that's really, really mild. I don't know that could potentially do anything
And then
for
she's
you.
got like a 30.
30%, so you're doing a 30%, some sort of a glycolic blend. That's like a mild peel, kind of like doing a Mandelic peel,
Yeah.
but I don't know what the acids are in that. Oh, it was, well, yeah, because they don't say. AHA is just a class of acids. We don't know
Right.
which one. Yes, Mandelic is really good for hyperpigmentation. I feel like if it's really bad, you know, and I feel like you're definitely prepared, especially with the tretinoin in there. I would use the Jesner. I
Yeah.
would try the Jesner because this also has lightening aids in there. I would also, did they have
She's using hydroquinone, so just use that for 2 weeks
hydroquinone?
before.
Right. Hydroquinone, you just have to be careful. You can't use it a super long time. I don't know if that's a 2%, a 4%.
Oh wait, she's only spot treating, so she should really.
Oh, so yeah, you should be okay with that.
Yeah.
But I would do a Jesner peel once a month. Start with maybe 2 layers and move forward from there because you can go up 6, 7, 8 layers. You can apply a lot of these. I don't know too many people that could stand that. I don't know.
It's got a bite.
Oh my, that's
bite
bad.
to it.
It's bad, but it works really good. It's bad, but it's so good.
Yeah, it really does have anti-inflammatory properties. I have seen amazing results just within a few hours. The swelling goes down if you have some really like inflamed,
Acne,
cystic
inflammation.
acne or something. Yeah, it's really
For
cool.
sure.
Okay, so Carol Brown from Texas, Fitzpatrick of 3. I have been using the Fade Bright serum twice a day for 2 weeks now and have not noticed any changes or lightening in my pigmented areas. I am prepping for a TCA 13. Is this normal not to see any lightening in 2 weeks?
Well, I would just think that because you're Fitzpatrick 3, you're using Fade Bright to prep to make sure you don't get post-inflammatory hyperpigmentation. But since you do have, problems you're trying to lighten, then that's good. This is doing double duty. But don't expect a difference in 2 weeks. I mean, I want to say on the website, I think it says 6 weeks. I could be mistaken, and I certainly can't read that. I want to say it's like around 6 weeks before you can actually expect to see visible change. Now, that doesn't mean that you can't see visible changes beforehand. And if you take a photo, on a weekly basis, I'm sure there is some improvement. But, I don't know. I think that's... I lost my question. You're totally prepped.
Yeah.
You're totally prepped with that.
She needs longer
Don't
than
worry
2
about
weeks.
it.
She
But
needs longer than 2 weeks to see results.
Don't expect to see lightning.
Yes.
See, I ramble on
Take
and then
a picture.
I forget what I'm talking about.
Take a picture and then, maybe in 6 weeks, take another photo. After continually using it 2 times a day,
Yes.
yeah, you'll see some lightening. Just be consistent. That's the key. Don't get discouraged. Okay, so Noreen Roan from Maryland. I purchased 20% TCA to do a peel on my décolleté. I have sun damage and would like to remove it. Would 2 coats be okay?
That's actually pretty strong, and there's a
Yeah.
video on like the 4 biggest mistakes people make, and that's like treating your chest and your
Yeah.
neck and chest
Face,
like
neck,
the rest
chest.
of your body. Whereas,
Sensitive.
yeah, your face, neck, and chest, your décolleté here is very, very sensitive, and I would use extreme caution at applying multiple layers of a 20 there. 20 is actually strong. I would actually recommend like a 13
Yeah.
on your face, neck, and chest. Face, neck, and chest.
For sure.
I wouldn't do more than 1 layer. I don't know. What was her Fitzpatrick?
Oh, she doesn't say.
Oh. I mean, if you're a 1, it could be okay. And you
Right.
did 1 before,
No, she doesn't say.
you haven't done 1 before. I would definitely do 1 coat.
Right?
See how that goes. And remember, it's not going to peel as fast as your face. It's not going to peel the same as
Yeah.
your face. It can be just like dry and rough for
Yeah.
10, 12 days. And then all of a sudden it's gone. Or some people get a rash.
True.
You just have to be so cautious. Definitely start with 1, see how that goes. Maybe next time do 2 or dilute it.
Yeah.
And so you can do more layers.
Yeah, the chest
Because
is
it's the layers
Just
that's
unpredictable
important.
sometimes, you know?
It is. You think it's safe, I can put it on me, and I'm always fine. I'm always fine no matter what I put on. But then I can do that, and then the next person next to me puts it
Yeah.
on, and they're like, oh, I have this big rash, and they're
yeah.
using, cortisone
Yeah.
and all this kind of stuff.
Okay, Jennifer Watson has dry skin from Austin, Fitzpatrick 3. About 11 months ago, I had surgery on both of my feet where the big toe meets the foot. I wore silicone sheets for a while, and the scarring is not raised as much anymore, but the scars are still quite noticeable. Is there any way to minimize the redness?
So the redness is just post,
Yeah, it seems like that's
like from the post-inflammation of the
healing.
surgery.
I
and
mean, like
everything.
when we're dealing with peels and somebody has prolonged erythema, where it's pink, you would normally use like a 1% hydrocortisone.
Right.
So you could potentially, and I'm just reaching out in the air here. Don't quote me on that or anything. That could possibly be a way to get that redness down. Other than that, to heal for scarring in general, I would recommend. Oh yeah, which one is? Like the SuperCop 2X and emu oil
Yeah.
on a daily basis, maybe to mix the 2 and put a little dab on there, because that will help with the scar and get rid of the scar. But try that, try the hydrocortisone and see if that works at all to remove the redness. It usually takes about a week.
All right, Cleta Thomas from Tennessee, Fitzpatrick 3. Can I use Mandelic 40 on my eyes? If not, what peel do you recommend?
I wouldn't. I don't think it's going to do much, and the reason that you're doing it on your eyes, I'm assuming, is because you want to stimulate collagen and elastin and tighten things and all that good stuff. So I think the very best thing for you is to do the TCA 7%, of which we have a great eye peel kit here. Comes with the 7%, comes with Luminosity to apply for the first 4 days, and it also comes with a daily product, which is the Matrixyl Synth 6, which helps to stimulate collagen, elastin. It's great for crow's feet and stuff. So I would definitely move right onto the TCA so you can get the benefits that you're looking for.
All right, Zenaida from San Antonio, Texas, has a Fitzpatrick level 3 oily skin. I wash my face every day, twice a day, and use serums and toners and moisturizers, but I still break out around my jaw and all over my neck. How do I prevent this?
Well, I don't know what you're using. So why don't you try something different and use what we recommend, which would be, we really need to bring those up here. We need our AV cleanser.
Right.
Our vitamin B complex, use that twice a day.
Right.
And then at night, add on your retinol 0.20. So retinol digs deep in your pores, helps to clear them out. Okay, it sheds the lining so they're tight, don't produce as much oil. And then the AB cleanser has salicylic and glycolic to clear out your pores and get the dead skin off. So less dead skin, harder to clog pores. So vitamin B, that's just going to help to cut your acne in half. Studies, I think it was 90 days. So using the 3 of those will really help to clear your skin.
And jawline is sometimes hormonal, so
Very true. Anything in the beard line,
Yeah.
there is the potential where you have to deal You know, if that's not helping enough, you may need to go see a doctor. You may need to get like spironolactone or something along those lines to help control the hormones.
Right. Okay, so Jamie has oily skin from Virginia, Fitzpatrick 4. After a Jesner peel, should I apply Luminosity or Dream Peel? I usually start to peel 24 hours after the Jesners. In prior videos, you mentioned using the Luminosity to accelerate peeling and stop once peeling begins, but I peel pretty fast.
That's insanely fast.
That's even
1 day?
1 day after no Dream Peel.
I can't even imagine I can't even imagine that your skin is ready to come off that
It's always so tight
quickly.
the next day. It's always like tight.
It should be like 2, 3, 4 days before that starts. Now, you're not doing anything physically to help that off.
She doesn't say how many layers she applies.
Right. Well, if you want more to come off, I would definitely add on the Dream Peel. I think I would skip Luminosity entirely because you're not going to, that's not really helping it to peel any faster or anything. Like this could potentially make it peel. We don't want it to peel faster, but it will peel more aggressively.
Right.
For sure. So this will make your peel stronger. But I don't know how many layers you're putting on. Obviously, more layers. It might stay on longer too. I don't know. You definitely need to hydrate more.
Right.
What are you putting on there to keep that skin on? That's just kind of alarming to me that it's coming off in 24 hours. Are you just meaning it's just starting little baby flakes, but it's still on there for days and days?
So maybe she starts peel like a little bit around her nose because that's where you normally start, and then it kind of goes
That
out.
could be okay. Yeah, I would go for the Dream Peel.
Okay. Christina Dasher, dry skin from Florida, Fitzpatrick 2. Can I use my copper and or peptides with tretinoin at night and with my vitamin C in the morning? My last peel I had a small area that was overdone, sore and tender. If that happens again, what can I use on it to promote healing?
You can generally mix, well, it depends. GHK can be mixed with retinol, but not retin-A. So if the copper you have is GHK, you don't want to put that on with your tretinoin. Our peptides that you're getting in like Dr. Platinum Potions, the Synake, SynTCL, those are fine to be mixed with retin-A. Then you want to do your vitamin C in the morning and your copper at night. So if you have that GHK, you might need to alternate nights. You know, do tretinoin one night, GHK the next night. If you have super CP serum or something, you can apply those both together and you don't have any kind of worries.
Right. She says, what can she put on any sore and tender areas?
Well, I mean, I would use either the Essential Healing Blend or emu oil. That's what we recommend for healing. They're both.
I mix them together sometimes.
I do all the
couple
time.
Of drops.
I mix both of these together and apply them. I love them both.
She could use
couldn't
Aquaphor
pick
if she
one.
needs something a little more
Thicker.
I've done that before, like use Aquaphor mixed with a little bit of this, or a pump of this, a pump of this, a squirt of that.
Yeah. Well, Aquaphor is a protectant.
You know?
It's leaving a thick layer to protect your skin. So, it can certainly be used.
All right, another question from Zenaida from San Antonio, Texas. I used to have severe cystic acne about 4 years ago. It's all cleared up now, but I'm left with horrible hyperpigmentation and a lot of ice pick scarring. I've tried a lot of things and have not seen anything that has completely helped clear up my skin. My pigmentation lightened a little with nano needling, but my scars are deep and prominent. What should I use to help scarring and pigmentation? And she's got a Fitzpatrick of 3.
3. All right, so I would prep with Fade Bright, and this will also help to lighten some of your hyperpigmentation. I don't know, were you using, I don't think it said, like if you're not using a retinoid or retinol.
She doesn't say.
I would definitely start also using like the retinol 0.20. So this and this every single day will help with the hyperpigmentation. And then I would suggest that you do like a TCA 13 peel every 5 weeks. And I say every 5 weeks because you want to do a cross method at the same time, and you can only do that every 5 weeks.
Yeah.
So you take, like we have this 100 count pack of these wooden picks. It has cotton on the end if it's a bigger hole. If it's a teeny tiny hole, just pull the cotton off, saturate it in the TCA 30, and you kind of push it you know, to kind of like a little pinching motion inside the depressed scar. There's a video on this, a full walkthrough
Yeah, it's a
that
great
shows you
video.
what it's going to look like, how you do it, and what that does is it helps to break down all of the scar tissue that is holding that skin down into that hole, so they can be like released and the skin starts to move up and fills in that hole. It's a really good method. It's been used for years by doctors. They use a higher percent. We suggest using the 30% at home, no higher than that. And you'll do that once every 5 weeks. So you can do your whole face at the same time.
And there's directions on that on the website as well.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yep.
All right.
Oh, I didn't say the copper.
Oh.
And SuperCop 2X.
Definitely.
Use this at night after. You don't want to do this the week that you did
In
your
between
peel.
the peels.
Once that's
Yeah.
healed, use this every single night. Just kind of fill it into the holes, wipe off any little blue dots. So always do that at night. This will also help to stimulate new tissue growth. That'll make some big changes.
And SuperCop 2X can feel a little itchy when you first apply it. So hang
irritating.
on 5-10 minutes maybe of a little bit itchy and tingling, and then that kind of surpasses. And
Yeah.
Some
I always
clients
just
feel
say
it.
do it right before you go to bed. Like
Yeah.
literally put it on as you're walking to your bed to turn your light off. And then hopefully you will fall asleep before the tingling starts.
Okay, Karen has dry skin, and she's from Santa Barbara, California, Fitzpatrick of 3. She said, do peels thin the skin? I get this question often.
Well, right, because people are always concerned about that.
Yeah.
Now, yeah, it's going to thin the stratum corneum, which is about 20 layers of dead skin. That's the skin that makes it look dull, and that's where you have a lot of pigmentation and a lot of problems. But what it does is it thickens the underlying skin. That's where all your collagen and elastin, and it gets that nice and thick and tight where your skin is going to be nice and smooth and supple like it's supposed to be. There's nothing wrong with exfoliating away the layers of dead skin. That's not a concern about thinning your skin. If you are concerned about thinning your skin, I would, just start using things like, where did I miss it? What am I looking? Here it is. Regenerate. Epidermal growth factor. See, epidermis, this is your epidermis. It will help to regenerate new epidermal skin tissue. So if you do have thin skin for whatever reason, sometimes people do get thinner skin as they age. Use something like this, an emu oil. That's
Yes.
another natural skin thickener if you have other concerns. But the peels aren't going to cause any problems.
All right, moving along, and on Lynn from Texas, Fitzpatrick of 4. I put retinaldehyde on my skin last night, but I want to give myself a peel today. This will be my 3rd time with TCA 13. Will it be okay, or do I have to quit using retinaldehyde for more days?
It's fine. I think you'll be fine. If it makes you more sensitive, you might want to stop use maybe sometime between 2 to 5 days. But if it doesn't, you don't feel sensitive, you're probably fine to do your peel. You'll learn this time though if it does make you more sensitive.
Yeah.
And the next time, certainly stop more in advance.
Okay, Carol Smith from actually the United Kingdom.
Oh boy, I don't know if we're gonna get all these done. It's almost an hour.
Okay, we are at, we got a couple pages.
We'll see. Let's see. We're gonna try to answer speed answering.
Okay, let's see. The worksheet won't download, Carol says, from the UK.
I think she's talking about the Peel University.
Peel University. I've heard this once or twice, and when you fill out the information, the worksheet's going to be right there on your page, so you can print it out or download it right there. And then as a backup, And then as a backup, it's also emailed to you. So, Welcome to Peel University is the title of
Search
the email.
that, yeah.
So search that. Just put it in quotes, Welcome to Peel University, and that will have your downloadable link right there. Okay. Next.
Denise has dry skin, Las Vegas, Fitzpatrick 4. What would I use on a tummy tuck scar?
Oh, well, I would definitely do a TCA peel, maybe a TCA 20 or 30 once a month, and then I would use SuperCop 2X. This is the product of the day. SuperCop
is.
2X and emo oil. Use that at nighttime. This will help this penetrate, and it'll help with the little itchy, tingly feeling
For
that you
sure.
get. If for some reason you get irritated, and you will after maybe 5-6 days of use, stop using it for a couple days, then start back up again. And then do that peel once a month.
And don't forget to pre-treat with Fade Bright if you have olive skin tone on the body, on the face, anywhere where you're going to do a TCA.
Very true. Favorite.
Okay, Deborah from London.
Hello.
Normal skin, Fitzpatrick 2. Hello, I have dark knuckles on my hand. I used TCA peel that on my hand became very bad. So I think she has PIH from using a peel.
So those with darker skin, like Indian skin and Asian skin, they tend to get these dark knuckles, and then they feel like, well, I'm gonna go buy like a TCA 30 or TCA 50 or whatever's out there and put it on. That'll get rid of it. No, that's gonna make it 100 times worse.
Right.
Please do not ever do that. Number one, use SPF every single day. Use it as your hand cream. I would suggest Fade Bright every single day, multiple times because you wash your hands. Then I would suggest probably, if we're gonna do a peel, Jesner. Now you want to talk about real quick, like we've had a couple of instances where let's stay entirely away from a peel and let's use things like Fade Bright and
Triple treat.
body lotion. I don't know how many calls you've had like this.
We've had quite a few ladies have very, very good success. They had a similar situation like this on the body where they got PIH, were scared to go back and do another TCA. They got really good results using these two products, Triple Treat and Fade Bright Daily. Then they incorporated a weekly lactic peel, lactic 50 on the body. It's not something we normally recommend for the body. However, it works really well in this scenario.
Yeah, just because it's mild doesn't mean it can't help with hyperpigmentation.
For sure, and I've had many clients use that same three products and just, really, really thankful.
It's just going to take time, and please make sure you're putting
for sure.
SPF on her. It's
Sunscreen.
never going to go away.
Okay, so Cynthia from New York says, can your peels be done on skin that uses tretinoin low dose 3 years? I'm 63.
Absolutely, that's how you prep your skin. If you're not using our retinol, we hope that you are using something like tretinoin, because that is what evens out your skin and makes it perfect surface for you to do a chemical peel, especially like a TCA or a Jesner.
All right, Stephanie Siebold from Oklahoma, Fitzpatrick 2. I want to start doing weekly peels in place of monthly. I have worked my way up to TCA 13, 3 layers with no problem. My question is, will a TCA 13 1 layer weekly/bi-weekly be more beneficial, or would a Mandelic 40 be more beneficial?
Well, if you're trying to stimulate collagen and elastin, TCA is always going to be more beneficial.
1 layer of a 13 versus 40 is what she's asking, basically.
Yeah, TCA is always going to be more beneficial.
Yeah.
It penetrates deeper into the skin. But that does not mean that doing a Mandelic peel every single week isn't going to give you amazing results. And I would suggest either alternating them, take a break from your TCA and do Mandelic for, 3, 4, 5 weeks in a row, and then do a TCA every so often when you want to do a deeper peel.
Yeah.
And then I would do more layers, 2 layers, 3 layers.
Okay, this question comes from Romani Fitzpatrick of 5, so dark skin. I have burn scars, I have dark skin. What do you recommend, and how do I treat pigmentation in my inner thigh area?
So we'll go back to what we said before. Things like Fade Bright and Triple Treat body lotion, those would be really, really good for body pigmentation.
For sure.
If you want to do a peel, and we want to start off with a lighter peel because you have dark skin, the lactic 50 is a great option. If you feel like you're ready, you've used Fade Bright for, at least 3 weeks, 4 weeks, you want to do something a bit stronger, the one I would recommend is Jesner's. For burn scars, any kind of scarring, SuperCop 2X. Copper is used for scars. This is the scar cream. Put that on every single day.
Okay, this comes from Australia, Fitzpatrick 5. How do I dilute a TCA 20 to a 7? How much water do we add?
Well, there's a video on this, so don't, and I would say it's in the manual, but that's for a 30.
Yes.
So the easiest thing in the world to do is just cut this in half.
Yeah.
Do equal parts 20 and water, and you've got a 10.
Yes.
A 10 is perfectly fine for anything you can think of a use for. If you want to get closer to that 7, you can do 1 part TCA plus 2 parts water, and that'll give you about a 6.5%, and you can do that instead.
All right, Rachel from also from Africa. Hello, let's see. Been interested in your products for a very long time because of the results. I was so impressed after seeing the reviews. My question is, are you still not selling your products to Africa? And why if you haven't started?
We have sold our products. We don't not sell to any countries for any particular reason. There are just some countries that lose packages, they get lost in transit. Once they arrive to the country, they're never ever delivered. We have problems with Italy, we have problems with Africa. It's not something that we don't want to do by any means. If you get your items in the cart and you addresses in the cart and you have an option, then we have that. Most likely it'll be FedEx because that's more secure. But see if we have it by putting your address in there first.
Okay, this one says it's from
Couple more.
Netherlands?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay. Anyway, I'm not sure. Fitzpatrick 4 says, hi, I'm trying to get rid of my melasma, which is extremely trigger happy. I believe I first got it 20 years ago after using glycolic peels improperly. I've heard that melasma can be a function of capillary dysfunction and wondered whether copper peptides may help. I've used TCA 13, also lactic 50, and Mandelic. In the last 10 years, I've been on retin-A since my early 20s. Took 10-year break between 45 and 55, and I'm now back using. My skin is in excellent condition, practically wrinkle-free, but this darn melasma. I would like to try your products. Do you ship to the Netherlands?
Yes.
And where do I find your products for purchase?
Well, that will be at our website, platinumskincare.com. And keep in mind, melasma, that wasn't caused by glycolic peel or something like that. That is, it's a hormonal problem. I have it too. It's something that you're going to fight forever. The key thing that you should be doing is you should be using products that are melanin inhibitors, like our Fade Bright has alpha-arbutin. Hydroquinone is another alternative to that. Some use both, some alternate both. You have to turn down the melanin production in your skin. Then, SPF 50, there's reapply this. If the sun gets on your skin at all, you're gonna get more pigmentation. Yeah. It's just, it stinks. If you're not on retin-A now, you should be on retin-A or retinol, always, getting your skin to turn over more quickly. I find sometimes that vitamin C can be really helpful too. Like we had the vitamin C, if you start putting this on during the day, especially in the summertime when you're going out there, that definitely helps along with the other melanin inhibitors. Jesner is a great peel to do. I would suggest something like completely different from your lineup already. I would move to like a Jesner and see how this works. It's going to be stronger. This is more dedicated towards hyperpigmentation.
And we absolutely ship to Netherlands.
Oh, we absolutely do. Matter of fact, I just looked one up yesterday.
Yay. Okay, so Jackie from Nevada, Fitzpatrick 2. I have done a series of 2 TCA 20% peels on my upper lip lines. Great results. Next, I want to try a peel on a prominent neckline. I worry the skin is more sensitive there. Can I dilute the 20%?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Cut it in half. Yep, cut it in half to a 10%. And then I would do, 2-3 layers. And I think that would be a great place to start. Always 5 minutes each layer.
Cool. That was it.
That was easy.
All right. Maggie from California. I just completed a TCA 13, 2 layers plus Dream Peel, and had overall great results. But it took my face 5 days to finish and 7 days for my neck to finish peeling. If I do the same next month, can I apply the enzyme mask the day after I do the peel to try to get rid of the dead skin to release sooner?
First and foremost, that's normal.
Yeah, that seems
you
very
want
normal.
to expect something along the lines of 7 to 10 days to be 100% done flaking. Takes somewhere between 3 and 4 days on average to start flaking. Then you're going to peel for at least another 3 to 5 days. Those last little bits as it radiates outwards are going to be upwards of 7 to 10 days. Your neck and chest are going to take longer to flake than the face. So that's normal. You really can't speed up your normal skin's turnover rate. You said you were going to do the Dream Peel, I believe. That will potentially help it speed up a little bit.
Yeah, she
maybe
said she
a day
did do
or
a
two.
finishing layer of Dream Peel.
Yeah, that can speed it up a day or two, but I don't think you're going to get it to speed up any more than that. No, that's normal. And if you're if skin's coming off too early, then you're running into red skin.
Yeah, you don't want to force
it. It's going to hyperpigment. You're going to have problems.
Yeah.
You don't want it to just come off so quickly. Time it in your week better, where you're peeling the majority over your weekends or things where you're not, at work and you're worried about it.
All right. Sky from Clearwater, Florida, Fitzpatrick of 2. Is it possible to do a salicylic 25 on your nose and a TCA 13 on your forehead, cheeks, and chin? So it's like a spot peel for different areas, needing different things.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
You can use a different acid anywhere you want on your face. I would just make sure you do one and rinse it off and then do the other one. I wouldn't like start applying a bunch of different layers all over my face, a bunch of different acids. I would like want to localize it, time it. You know, one you might want to take that salicylic, that was a 25% salicylic?
Yes,
Well, that's
25.
going to probably feel worse than a
Yeah.
TCA 13. You might want to get
stings.
that off really fast, so do that first.
Yeah, you might want to splash that part with water first.
Yeah,
It's
yeah,
gonna sting.
yeah.
Okay, so Maggie had another question from California. Do you have any makeup tips related to wearing sunscreen? I have never worn sunscreen in my life, but now I'm doing peels and I have to start wearing it. It makes my skin look sort of pasty and oily. Sometimes I get sort of white spots or dark on my clothing. I really hate it. I've never spent a lot of time in the sun, but I've always been big on exfoliating. Do you put the sunscreen under your makeup? Do I have to wear it?
Yes. If you're doing peels, you must use SPF, even if you're using any acids, retinoids, anything. I really, it is true. A lot of them are kind of oily.
Yeah.
I really like this Flawless, which is why we carry it. This has a light tint in it, and you could almost use this instead of makeup base. Like, I'm not saying it's not thick like a foundation, but it definitely gives a little hint of color
Yes.
and evening on your face. It doesn't feel like overly thick or greasy. I think it blends in very nicely. If you have really oily skin, we also have the
Coat's face.
Face, which is very mattifying. So if you had a need for that, you could use that one. But I think this is great. Neutrogena Healthy Defense is another good one.
All right, so Minta from North Carolina has Fitzpatrick of 1. Says she's 69. What is the best treatment to minimize fine lines and wrinkles?
Well, I mean, I would make sure that you're using retinol every single night. Have a nice regimen like retinol, Dermasnap,
Vitamin C in the morning, maybe?
vitamin C in the morning.
Mixed with some alpha hydroxy peels like Mandelics, glycolics.
Yeah,
lactics.
you can do a milder peel to get yourself started.
Yeah.
You know, like a glycolic 30 or
Absolutely.
Mandelic 40. If you want to try a more heavy hitting peel, which you may, at 69, then I would try like TCA 13 at 1 layer. That's I think a great place to start. Just
Yeah,
get
she's
on your
got
daily
light skin,
regimen.
so no need to
Yeah,
pre-treat.
you would be
She's
fine.
good.
You would be fine.
All right, our
Last
last
question.
question from Tara Marie. Oily skin, Fitzpatrick 5, so she's got dark skin. I plan to spot treat stubborn dark spots on my face with the 20 TCA, as well as do the cross method on a few of my ice pick scars. I'm brown skin, Fitzpatrick 4. How do I go about that? And what should I use as a tool to spot treat the cross? I'm very oily. Let's see. Also, my very oily skin breaks out with oil, so I won't be able to use any oils during the healing process. Can I use oil-free moisturizer instead?
All right, so leave this out for
Yes.
a second.
Yes, ma'am.
All right, so you have darker skin. You must prep for at least 3 to 4 weeks.
Yeah.
With Fade Bright.
For
Your
sure.
skin is very dark, so we want you to use this bare minimum 3 weeks, so you're less likely to get hyperpigmentation. For the scars, we have these little wooden picks on our website. You can buy a pack of 100. This is what you can saturate into your peel solution to do the cross method. So watch the cross video. And also, because you have darker skin, realize that when you do this, I don't know if you're really going to see it with a 5. That's pretty dark, but sometimes the scabs can be a little bit darker than your normal skin color. We have another video submitted by a customer that shows she has kind of olivey
Yeah.
skin, and you can see her marks are darker while they're in that process. You want to use things like SuperCop 2X while you're not peeling to help stimulate new tissues. And then you're talking about...
Sounds like she doesn't like the emo
Oils.
oil or healing oil. Oils
But
don't
you know
react
what?
well.
They're not going to... Neither of these are going to clog your pores. These is 100% non-comedogenic. And the thing is when you're doing these peels, your skin is going to be so dry. It doesn't matter how oily your skin is. Your skin's going to be so dry because you're going to have dead skin sitting there. You're going to want something on your face.
She could use an oil-free moisturizer, maybe aloe vera gel, something like that.
You could try. I think you're going to be maybe just so tight, and I don't want you to like crack something because you have no moisture on your face. So definitely find something and start using a better regimen to keep your acne under control, like the AB cleanser and the vitamin B twice
Yeah.
a day and the retinol 0.20 at night. Use that every single day so you don't get these acne issues. I don't know if we have any others on the site.
Oh.
Just a couple little baby
Okay,
ones.
hold
All
on,
right,
let me
so
get over
we'll
there.
get those out real quick.
Is this where I'm clicking? Aha. No.
Nope, that's the last
not it.
one.
I gotta just scroll down here. Sorry.
Oh yeah, I think that's what you
Oh,
gotta do.
oh. Here we go.
Oh, there you go.
Can you use more than one layer of TCA 30 on the body?
I would not. I would not. I would do one layer of TCA 30 on the body at least 1 or 2 or 3 times before I started adding an extra layer. There's a gigantic jump between 1 layer and 2 layers of a 30. And a lot of people have wished they didn't do that.
Okay, what does Fitzpatrick mean?
So Fitzpatrick is the scale that is the colors of your skin, basically from very, very light to very, very dark. And it also talks about how quick you are to burn, your hair color, eye color, things of that nature. And basically we're concerned about that only when you do peels, because those with darker or higher Fitzpatrick types, they run a higher risk of getting post-inflammatory hyperpigmentation. So we want to pre-treat more with those that have like olive and darker skin.
Okay, curious about chest peels. Can't seem to get any peel at all.
Well, you know what I found when I do that, I don't ever really get flaking. My skin feels like sandpapery for a good week and a half. And then I just kind of like make sure when I use this in the shower, so I always have my puff. And then I kind of just gently go over my chest area. It just seems like it just comes off over the course of the next, week. And then it's gone. I don't ever get physical flaking. Some people do. What I would suggest is either more layers, wetter layers, but just keep in those lower percentages like the 13 to be safe.
Okay, so
Got one more.
Chrissy Dasher says Droplet is a new skincare device. I believe that's what she
Oh.
meant. So basically that question was prepping for my first peel now. After that, how soon can I start using Droplet on my face? She
Well,
would have to check with that
Yeah,
manufacturer.
you're going to have to check with that. Usually when you're using different modalities, I suggest, it's really hard. It's really hard. It could be a month. It could be 2 weeks. It could be a week. It could be a day. I don't know if that's an LED type device, which is nothing. So, she's going to have to look into that. I've never heard of that.
That is it,
But
my dear.
that's it.
That's it. We
Yay.
did another one. All right.
Yeah, this was a little longer one. Wow, we had lots of questions, or I just talked too much. But thanks for joining us. We'll be back in a couple of weeks to do the same thing. Submit your questions at peeluniversity.com. And if you need help in the interim, please call us or email support@platinumskincare.com. You guys have a great day.
Thanks. Happy, what is it, TGIF. Happy weekend.
TGIF.
It's Friday. Yay.